I've been working with City Councillor Kevin Klein and the province of Manitoba for a year now to find a suitable site. So we're working on a piece. We think we have something, and I think we'll be able to make a formal announcement within 3 or 4 weeks.
David Hauer from this show yesterday, Homes for Heroes. He says we're a few weeks away from an announcement for housing for homeless veterans here in Winnipeg. Councillor Kevin Klein joins us now on the phone, representing Charleswood, Tuxedo, and Westwood. Kevin, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Hal.
Tell us a little more about this Homes for Heroes development that's in the offing.
This is a fabulous project, and for anybody listening, I would suggest Google Homes for Heroes and watch the video that's at their website. This is an all-in organization, and the homes that are built are really more of a community that's set up. And what really touched me when I first heard about it is when they built them in Calgary in a residential area, they had a major snowstorm there. And all of these former vets that were homeless, that were staying there, got up at 5 a.m. and shoveled everybody's driveway on the street where they were located.
Huh. Yeah, I was talking to somebody at ATCO yesterday, and they call it ATCO Village in Calgary. ATCO's really involved in this in Alberta as well. And as Dave told us yesterday, Calgary now, Edmonton very soon, Kingston, and Winnipeg coming. And so this really is potentially a national solution to at least part of the housing homeless problem.
Yeah, I believe it is, and talking to David as I have throughout this process, is once it's not just going to be for vets for the entire time. Once they've taken care of the vets, then they move on to helping others that are seeking refuge on the street. So it's a great opportunity for our city, and this is a program that addresses, not just gives somebody a place to stay for a while, but it helps return and provide confidence to an individual to get back to a place where they were prior to being homeless.
And a couple things that he mentioned yesterday that caught my ear. Neighborhood matters, and there are rules. I mean, you can't have one of these homes for heroes unless you follow the rules. Maybe speak to that a bit.
Yeah, he's a perfect one for the rules. I know them briefly or a little bit just because of our conversations, but there really are strong rules, and it's very structured, which their research and working with individuals involved in homelessness and social services across the country determined that a nice regimented structure is very beneficial for the residents of these types of facilities. And they're so much so because it really helps them all connect and support each other. And that's what's so important, is to start seeing the success that we need. We don't need a Band-Aid solution, just a place for people to stay for a little while or overnight or whatever that might be. We need a solution that gets to the root of the problem. And the problem could be that the person is having some challenges that they need to deal with, but they need support to do that. And that structure and having somebody on site like they're planning to do for Homes for Heroes will give them that support.
Mm-hmm. You received this letter that CUPE sent to the mayor, and I'll just read a paragraph. You were copied on this letter, and I'll read the paragraph that I read for the president of CUPE Local 500, and I just want to get your thoughts on this. Mayor Bowman, as you may recall, CUPE reached out to you and members of council regarding the employer's inability and unwillingness to deal with allegations of human rights abuses, including complaints of racism, bullying, harassment in the workplace. Unfortunately, the lack of appropriate investigation and response to those complaints have culminated into a toxic work environment and continued victimization of employees who have raised these concerns. What do you have to say about that? As I said to the head of CUPE, Gord Delbridge, pretty strong language.
I thought it was very strong language. I thought it was well presented by Mr. Delbridge. I wish again, it's one of those situations where I wish I was surprised, but these are the fundamental problems that we're having at City Hall that are not being addressed for one reason or another. We are hearing from employees they're afraid to speak up because of what might happen.
You're hearing from them.
I'm hearing from them personally. I hear the same words from residents that are involved in certain processes at City Hall or certain people that are trying to build developments or whatever. There's that fear with City Hall. And that is the DNA that has to change. That's a fundamental issue we have to change. And listen, I think that the letter that our leadership sent out and the fact that you're not really hearing a lot from any member of the Executive Policy Committee on this goes to the fact that we're just trying to ignore it. And if we ignore it, then that way people won't be thinking about it, and hopefully it'll change in the news cycle. The facts are we have some problems. We've hired a person to do some training, but is that enough? It doesn't sound like that's enough. And that gets back to leadership. We need to have strong leadership that is going to demand immediate action, accountability, and is going to have action that can be measured so that we can see changes in the workplace as quickly as possible. There should be a zero tolerance for a certain level of racism or any type of bullying in the workplace.
All right, thanks. I wanted to get your reaction to that. And I asked people earlier if they had any questions for you. I don't have time for a bunch of them, but I got one here from Jeff, and it's a good one. I think a lot of people are wondering about this. Hal, please ask Kevin Klein, when are they going to reopen the pools?
It's a great question that Jeff asked, and I've sent notes, and the answer we got back was they're looking at it. They're trying to get all their ducks in a row, which says to me that I don't know what we were doing for the last several months because we should have had plans in place. If we were providing good service to residents, because that's our issue, we should be providing good service, they would have been open the same day private gyms were open and everybody else was open, but we don't do that.
Slow to close, as we know, and apparently slow to open up again.
Well, I thought we were fairly quick to close, except for the gyms that were for city employees.
Well, that's what I was getting at.
I know you were. Yeah, you know what? It's a game that I see here, right? It's we have to review the restrictions. We have to review this. We have to review that. To me, it's like, are you trying to save the money? Are you trying to see if you wait long enough, you don't have to open arenas? Like, what is the plan here? And they can blame it on the provincial government all they want, but we are not the official opposition of the province. We are supposed to provide the best service possible to residents. We have lost that thinking, and we need to get that back.
Kevin, got to go. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Kevin Klein, Councillor, Charleswood, Tuxedo, and West.